Good morning. I'm here with Ali Khorasantchi in his beautiful shop in Naples, Florida.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to be here with you this morning, Ali.
Thank you
very much for agreeing to do this with me. I have been interested in Iranian carpets for a long time, so you're the man.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you for coming. Yeah.
My pleasure. So Ali, you have been in this business for 62 years.
62 years,
right?
exactly, yes.
But it's a family business.
Family business, my family is since about 185 years in this business. My father, grandfather, grandfather, and they did the first World Fair in Brussels, 1931. My grandfather started with the rugs. They through Turkey and then Albania, Yugoslavian, and then they went to Brussels and they did the first fair, the World Fair there, and they started with carpet showing there.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, it was 1931.
So
that's
you're
91 years ago.
are you 90 or 91 years old?
I am 90 years old. I
90
turned
years old.
last January 90, 2
Wow.
months ago.
You're a fabulous. You look like you still have power to spare.
Thank you very much. I like to work and then I play every morning tennis from 8 to 9:30, take shower, come here to my work.
Oh my gosh.
And I love my work.
This is fabulous. So can you show us, please, where you are from, where your family is
I am here from Iran and then I born in Tehran, here the Tehran, the capital.
Okay, you're born in the capital.
In capital, yeah, and my parents are from Tehran also, but all my families everywhere in Iran where the places mostly are, but the most of the family are from Tehran.
Wow, so you're a
Yeah.
city, you're a city
Well,
boy.
City boy, yeah.
Wow.
And my grandfather came here from this area is Khorasan.
Okay.
That was the name is Khorasantchi.
There you go.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was the name
interesting.
Khorasantchi because they started it before it was no last name in Iran. 100 years ago they had only the name Ali, the son from Muhammad, or Muhammad son
Got
from.
it.
When he came from Khorasan to Tehran, and they say, what do you want to do, your last name? Say, I just coming from Khorasan. Say, okay, Khorasantchi. That's what we got the name Khorasantchi as the last name.
That's a fabulous story.
Yeah.
And why do you think that the generations in your family got interested in rugs, carpets?
Yeah, because that was the handcraft they did mostly at home. My grandmother, grandmother, I can remember as a child that in our house we had about 4 or 5 looms that
Wow.
my grandmother and my aunt, they were all working because the women that time stayed mostly at home.
Sure.
And mostly the women and the children did the rugs. The husband went out or in the bazaar to sell the rugs, but the women and the children were at home and they started. That was like an artwork.
That's
They're
how
working.
you can remember.
Yeah.
So your mother, your grandmother, you remember
That they did that at home.
stories. Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Well, let's move into your
Okay.
showroom here. I'd like to introduce Sandra Drechsler.
That's my daughter.
Did I
Thank
say
you.
that correctly, Sandra?
You said it perfectly.
Okay, and Sandra is Ali's daughter. And so let's go in and we're going to learn more about carpets. So
Wonderful,
let's
thank you.
go. So this is incredible space, Ali. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. How many years have you been in Naples?
In Naples, here from 2000.
Okay.
From 2000. We are here 31 years in Naples, but that time before 2000 was embargo against Persian rag.
Yes?
And then after the Clinton lifted up, then I could start here my business. I brought all my inventory that I had in Europe, I brought here,
Wow.
and I started in 2000 here.
Wow. So
My
here,
business.
even 22 years here is,
Yes.
Yes.
is a wonderful accomplishment.
Yeah.
I think the obvious question for me to ask you right off the bat is,
Yeah.
what is the difference between Oriental and Persian carpets?
The Oriental is from Oriental means the hand knotted rugs.
Okay,
Persian rug is the hand knotted rugs coming from Iran.
okay.
You know, but at the moment, afterwards, since 1940s, 50s, they started in India, Pakistan, Nepal,
I see,
doing
okay.
hand-knotted rugs. They're all Orient,
Okay,
or that's why they're the Orient rugs. But the Persian rug, definitely from Iran. Because Iran was Persia, before the name of Iran was Persia,
correct.
Big Persia,
Yes.
that was Persian rug.
Yes.
The difference is no different, that is only the name. And yet every city had their own character and type doing the right, every country. For example, Nepal, they do all, at the moment, they do all the contemporary with the wool and silk and very simple and very light colors. In the Persian rug mostly is with the blue, red, more colors.
Really?
Yeah.
So these rugs are from where?
They're from Nepal.
They're from Nepal?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That is, for example, the typical from Iran, these colors, the most colorful. All they have very nice silk. They're from Qom, Iran, very fine rag, but they don't do anymore because too expensive.
Too expensive.
But we have some of those I can show you after.
Yeah, I'd love to see them. So
Yeah.
Sandra, this has been, you obviously have grown up and know a lot about carpets as well. And from you know a lot about design. You actually lived in London for many
yeah.
years. So, can you talk a little bit about the designs and some of these I assume are very old traditional designs, some symbolic
modern,
designs?
Yeah.
Do you know about this?
So basically, I'm an interior designer and worked in London for 23 years. And I obviously do not have the expertise like my dad has, but I specify rugs on a regular basis, and therefore I can only speak from the design point of view.
Sure, that's what I'd like you to talk to me about.
Okay, perfect. So first of all, the Nepalese rugs are more the choice of now. Everything goes into more classic contemporary or very contemporary at the moment. We're going away from the very traditional rugs. Even though some people really still love the Persian rugs and the colorfulness and
yes.
they're absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
But most people specify now these type of rugs because they're simple, they build a nice background, and that for me is a little bit of a problem.
Yes.
Because I feel...
And for Ali
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, because I obviously grew up with Persian rugs in our house, and
More
I think they're
traditional,
absolutely more
The
traditional.
old rugs, yeah.
More like a kind of Ralph Lauren eclectic look, which I love. But yeah, I personally feel it shouldn't be an afterthought. The rugs are something that you can build a whole design around,
Right.
like a piece of art.
You got
So
it.
sometimes people specify beautiful artworks, sculptures, and then design the whole scheme around it, which I think is the right way to do it.
I agree with you.
Rather than just saying, okay, this is the last thing I put in the house, it's just melting into the background. I think that's a bit sad. And personally, because I love them so much, the rugs, I think they should be the afterthought. They should be one of the first things you
I couldn't
start
agree
with.
with you more. Because
Yeah.
these things are a work of art, right? They're a thing of true
Yeah.
beauty. Do people collect these for investment purposes?
Yes. Some
Okay.
of the old rags, the antique rags, is still that is collectible. Many people they collect, and then also in the auction, the Sotheby's, and they sell a lot of the antique rags and high prices. Yeah.
So how has that market changed? Like with the art market, for example, right now,
Yeah.
the art market is on fire. The prices
Yeah.
for art, if
Yeah.
it's
Skyrocketing.
Yeah. Also the price
Also-
going up because they transport from everywhere from other countries, and also if they come here, we cannot get out from the custom. For example, in Miami, the container takes 3 months there, and we cannot get the rugs out.
Right.
And also the other problem is the delivery from the furniture. We have many rugs that we sold, they're on the side, they are sold, but the houses are not ready because they doesn't get the furniture.
Oh,
We
dear.
cannot deliver because this problem.
the shipping problem right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's such a
It's
worldwide.
like a triple
That's a-
effect
yeah.
at the moment.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
such a worldwide problem. So let's talk a little bit, Ali, about.
Yeah, we have the only
How they're
hand-knotted rags, yeah.
So show me
For
some.
example, I can show you here, for example, It depends how many knots one rag has. You know, they started from India, most of from the India is 100 knots per square inches, and then going to 1,000, 1,200 knots per square inches. There's a difference on the price. Of course, if it's like, for example, if you see this rag, that is pure silk from Iran. That, of course, the older one that's about 70, 80 years old. The pure silk.
Wow.
And then you know the knots is about 900 knots per square inches. Very, very fine rags.
So that determines
That is the difference.
That determines the value,
The value
according
of the
to the
price.
number of knots per
Yes,
square inch.
yes. For example, this rag, if you do that now, it takes about 4 to 5 years to finish that.
Wow.
You know, every rag. But this rag, for example, is from India. They had about 150 knots per square inches.
Okay,
That
okay.
guy is 6 months. That was 6 years. That's the difference.
Wow. Wow. In terms, and again, Sandra, I want to bring you into this discussion. In terms of the actual, I guess it's like creating a piece of art in terms of the composition of how this is laid out. And are there certain regional aspects to this alley? Like, is there a section you're from Tehran, but
Yes.
are there other areas like Tabriz?
Yeah, that is, for example, from Qom.
Guam.
The Qom mostly, that's a highly holy city in Qom.
Okay.
They do mostly the silk and very fine rags.
I see.
And
I
then,
see.
For example, the Kerman make only with the big medallion.
Right?
And every city had their own design. Tabriz had variation of colors and designs.
So is Tabriz, because that's what I
That
think
is the
of
cities.
when I think of Iranian carpets, I think about like a center like Tabriz,
Yeah.
which is probably very
They're
famous.
Very famous, yeah, because they do variation, and then the color is different, yeah.
Wow.
And still we sell some. We have many people. One customer coming from north, you know, from New York, upstate New York, or Michigan, also they buy still the traditional rags. We have many customers last month that they bought about 10, 20 pieces, only traditional for north. But here in Naples, in Florida, mostly it's contemporary.
Yeah, that's the thing, because mostly here in Naples or Southwest Florida
Yeah.
in total, people want coastal design. And with the coastal design, it's tricky to incorporate an Oriental rug. You can do it, of course. It would come to a more eclectic look, which I love, but most people don't want that. They
Correct.
want that white and light
Blue.
blue, ice blue look.
Right.
Yes, and you know, with that comes more like the Nepalese rugs, and also what I perceive very much is that people want rugs with wool, because wool obviously is the best kind of thing that you can do
And
on
also
a
for
rug.
cleaning.
And
for
silk,
cleaning, yeah.
with the silk design going through it. That obviously puts the price up.
Sure.
But most people like these more bespoke rugs now, not just something that's machine made or something like that. They want handmade bespoke rugs. The problem is sometimes you will find bamboo silk in those rugs, and people think, oh, bamboo, that's a natural material. It brings the price down though, but it's not. It's actually viscose.
Or viscose.
Yeah.
viscose.
So
Yeah.
some people don't know that, and they specify these rugs and think, oh, this is like a superb product, but actually
It
it's
looks
not
very
the
nice.
same quality. It looks
They look very
pretty.
pretty and nice, but after a while, when you clean that, you know, the Persian rag, after 100 years, if you clean that, seems like a new rag. But the viscose, after 2-3 years, if you clean, it's gone.
Yeah.
I was reading about that rugs get a patina on them. So does that mean that the silk, I mean, after time, it would be like a great piece of silver or something after time, and the rug develops that beautiful quality, unlike what you may find with nylon or
That's
viscose
right.
or something
they
like
get
that.
nicer and nicer, yeah.
They get
For
nicer
example,
and
this
nicer.
rag is 60, 70 years old, it's still like a new rag.
Wow.
You can clean it, it comes the same. But 150 years, it's the same.
Wow,
Yeah.
it's
That
beautiful.
is different.
how can you tell if a carpet is authentic? You know.
I know because I see that immediately from the backside because I've 60 years in business.
Right.
Immediately I can see that.
Immediately you
the
can tell.
colors and also the how they did it. Also you can see the fringes. The first
I was
thing,
going
the
to talk
fringes,
about the fringe. The fringe.
Immediately you can see totally other different.
Yeah, this
things,
feels feels just beautiful. Well, let's
Yeah.
go around and look
Yeah,
at
we
some
can.
of the other
Yes.
other carpets.
Yeah, we have, for example, here. It started with tribal. For example, there's a tribal rack.
Now, what is this?
This is-
What is this?
That
Ali?
is tribal. We say tribal rack. The nomad people started
Oh,
in
tribal,
the
tribal.
tent, and they started with the rack about 2,500 years ago.
Oh,
They did it in front of the tent, but they lived in the.
Really?
You know the nomad people was traveling like the gypsies from this
Oh,
state to
that's
other side.
interesting.
That is the Kurd people that now are in Iraq or in Turkey.
Uh-huh.
They started with doing the racks in the tent. Old Harris from north and west Iran, and then they are very popular. Was popular until 50s, 60s. Everybody wanted therapy, but the old one that is about 70 years old, and this one we repaired just now, but it was a big hole in there. Somebody put it the vase, and it was wet
A vase, yeah.
for 2-3 months
Oh,
or
really?
4 months, and the
Oh.
oil was rotten.
Oh,
one
gosh.
place, and the Jamie is very good repair guy. He repaired that. I have to show you what was that.
wow.
You cannot see that.
No, I wouldn't.
No,
I wouldn't know where it is.
That was.
Wow. Wow.
I can tell you only from the back side because I think it was here or that side.
But these type of rugs, for instance, you would see in New York at
Yes.
Ralph Lauren.
Sure.
You know, it's a beautiful look. It
It
gives
is.
the design depth and
Totally.
again, it's not just a background issue. It's literally showing a piece of art.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Just beautiful.
Yeah.
Ali, how many rugs do you have here?
I have here about 2,000 pieces.
Wow. 2,000.
Yeah.
Wow. Incredible. What are these here hanging
They are
on the wall?
kelim. That is hand woven, and you know that is what the nomad people does, or mostly not under loom. You know the hand knotted right all at the looms.
Okay.
They are hand woven. They do that at the ground. The nomad people.
Yeah.
They're very thin,
Yes.
but many people like that.
Yeah.
Many people
So
like
my
that.
husband is Ukrainian, so kill him.
Really?
Kelim,
Kelim.
exactly. The name is Kelim. They
Correct.
come from Iran.
Yes.
You're right.
Yes.
Yeah, they are all Kelim.
Let's move over to the loom for a second, and
Yeah.
maybe you can talk a little bit about
So you
this.
can take it.
This process probably hasn't changed very much
No,
over
No. over the
over
years,
centuries, right? It
yeah.
probably
It's
is.
still the same thing they do in India, in Iran, Pakistan, they hand knotted rack at the loom. Of
Wow.
course, the bigger, like for 3x5, can you imagine for the 10x14, they have to build the loom
Wow.
for the sizes. Or
Wow.
when we order for customer bigger rack, they have to build first of the loom. for
Right,
that, and then
right.
they go.
And I think that's really important for people to appreciate because so often people want rugs quickly. They don't understand that such a process is involved. They say, oh, why can't I have this in 2 months? And it's
Yeah.
like, well, people are working on this like crazy and it's so intricate. It's an art form.
Yes.
And those are artisans, and therefore it's so important for people to educate them and explain to
Absolutely.
them how this actually works.
Absolutely, absolutely. Ali, do you have something really special in here that, you know, something near and dear to your heart, maybe something that you've had here for a long time?
Yeah, some.
You know, like that with this piece hanging on the
Right.
wall here, this looks like
Yeah,
it's
that I have
tapestry.
one time. The
It's
tapestry.
a tapestry.
Tapestry. It's from France. It's very old one, also about 100 years old.
How long can a carpet last? A rug last?
Yeah, we have rugs about 150 years, 200 years, always.
Really?
It depends on the traffic.
Uh-huh.
Some of them is very old, but it still not have so much traffic. It's 150, 100 is still good. But some of them wear out.
Sure.
You know that we have to repair that on But the color stay forever because vegetable does. The color
Vegetable
stay
does.
in the rags.
Mhm.
For example, I can show you one
Yeah,
rag is here,
sure.
very old. This rag is very, very old, but the still is vegetable dye. You know, they wear out, but the still the vegetable dye stay the color. You see,
Really?
doesn't change.
Wow. So the colors are different in this, like the pinks and the
No.
so on are different than some of the other ones we talked about, right?
Yes, yes.
Wow, wow,
That
wow.
is what the vegetable dye stay forever.
Stay
It
forever.
Never change, yeah. Even if they wear out the rag.
Well, let's move in here for 1 minute.
There were a few here that I liked. Daddy, I like the one with the silk going. Yeah, this one.
Uh-huh.
So the
uh-huh.
moment they are in, yeah. you can go a
I
little
love
more.
this rug, even though, you know, I told you that I prefer more
Color
Oriental
and-
ones.
yes, yes.
But I think it's quite a beautiful pattern and it goes well with more contemporary interiors. And this is what people
At the
really love
moment,
at
yeah,
the
like,
moment.
At the moment.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that doesn't take away from our passion.
Yeah.
That, you
Or
know,
mine, where
or
I
yeah.
do appreciate the cultural, more traditional aspect. That's really what I
Yeah.
like best.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Here was another one that you passed by quickly. This one, though, I can imagine would appeal to
Oh,
more
that.
contemporary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
this is
wool and silk, we are very, at the
lack
moment,
of color, though.
like very much the people.
Lack
yeah,
of
every
color,
time.
yeah, just, you know, for us a bit bland. But people love
Correct.
the, you know, kind of a calm interior.
Simplicity.
Then it could
Yeah.
look also really
Yeah,
beautiful.
we call
Right.
it a transitional.
Yes.
There is traditional and contemporary
Yes.
transition.
Yeah, in London you call it
Yeah.
classic contemporary.
Yeah,
Because
really
it's a mix
transitional.
of both.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
actually the pattern,
The pattern
is
is old,
traditional,
yeah.
but then the rug
The colors
itself
and, yeah.
is actually more contemporary, so it's a mix.
It's beautiful. Well, Ali, thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much.
You know
Thank
what?
you for
I'm
coming.
going to call you a classic contemporary.
Thank you.
And Sandra, thank you very
Of
much.
course.
Oh,
a
that is so
pleasure.
nice of you.
This
Thank you for
morning.
coming.
Pleasure.
And
Thank you.
thank you very much
Yeah,
for
you're-
listening in. I'm sure this
Right.
will be very popular
Good.
to the listeners who want to learn more about
Oh, thank you very, very much.
Thank you for your time.
You're quite welcome.
Yeah.
My pleasure. Thank you.